had someone not return a text or return information, like send you a little text but it be a little bit kind of grumpy. So you might sort of say something like, hope you're having a really great day today, and they write back, yes, thank you. And you're like, okay, so I seem to have done something to upset this person. And then you go, everything okay? Fine. And you're like, alright, so I've seriously done something up to upset this person. So then you write back, are you okay? What's wrong? Nothing. And you're like, oh, just get to the point. Well, this is a tool called withdrawing love. So it's when you love somebody but you decide to take that love away as a form of punishment or a need for attention. And it can be really, really hurtful because of course the reaction that it has in you is to want to push to find out what the problem is. And of course therefore you're feeding the fire that's burning you in the first place. So what do? Ignore it and build on it, and they get even more grumpy. So here's the thing, you cannot reward bad behaviour. So you may have done something wrong, but really withdrawing love is not the way to deal with it. Not returning your phone calls, I'm withdrawing love, and sulking, and then eventually they kind of cough up with some ridiculous thing and it kind of turns out it was a massive misunderstanding. And in actual fact, if it had just been said, look, it really upset me when you did this, you go, oh, I'm sorry, or I didn't do that, you know? And it's kind of annoying because really when we do this to people, we're really kind of like pulling at their solar plexus and pulling them and hurting at them in particular ways. And it's not nice and it's not kind. But when someone's doing that to you and you're feeling like the anxiety that goes with it, especially if you're in a relationship and it's the early stages of the relationship and you don't really know where you stand and you're texting and you're kind of communicating every day, every other day, and then suddenly, boom, communication stops. And then you're like, did they get my last text? Should I send another text? Should I call them? What should I do? Well, I have a theory, which is, if somebody deserves to be in your life, because people do have to deserve to be in your life, you don't have to be friends with everyone and you don't have to be in a relationship with everyone. The anxiety that you feel is because you secretly believe that you're not lovable and that all of a sudden you've been found out and this person actually knows that you're a complete dickhead. And they don't love you anymore and they don't like you. And it feeds into this, I'm going to be kicked out of the tribe and die in the cold. So here's the thing, don't buy into it. Check in with yourself and say, how am I feeling about myself in this moment? Am I being lovable towards myself in this moment? How can I adopt self-care in this moment? Stuff them. This isn't really about them. This is about them extracting energy from you in order to feed their own level of insecurity, their own perhaps problems that are going on with them. Or maybe they're just busy and they haven't got time to get back to you. Maybe they're just focused on something else. Maybe something's happened. There's a fantastic story by Dorothy Parker called The Telephone Call. Have a look at it up. It's in probably the collective Dorothy Parker. And Dorothy Parker's a poet, but she actually has this story called The Telephone Call. And she's going, please God, let him call me now. Dear God, let him call me now. I won't ask anything else of you. Truly I won't. Only please let him call me now. And then later on she starts saying, maybe he's been killed in an accident. That's a terrible thought. That's a glorious thought. Because if he's dead, then that's why he hasn't called me now. And we can laugh. But my God, if you've ever been in that situation where you're waiting for contact, yeah, that thought does cross your mind and it does feel better than you not being lovable. So the thing is self-love. Find ways to love yourself, and then when people start getting all dramatic, you can end it much quicker with, I really don't know what's going on with you, but when you're ready, get back in touch. That's it. Because that's coming from a place of, I love myself, I do not have to buy into this, I am not going to run around after you. I just don't contact because I have stuff going on in my life. I am a whole person and my whole life is not going to revolve around this moment. So just get on with what you're doing, carry on loving yourself and let that person burn themselves out until they come back to you with some authentic situation that can be resolved instead of some chronic bullshit which can't.